What's up, family? This is Professor X with Professor X Perspective. Hope everybody's doing well. And of course, thank everybody for the support, for tuning in, for the comments, for the thumbs up, for the appreciation, and all that you guys have done to just make me feel welcome on my short time here on YouTube. And just sharing my thoughts and point of view on this channel. I had a thought today. Actually, it's been going on about 2 days. And I don't even know what I'm going to title this one. Maybe the return of the thinkers. The return of the thinkers. There's a running joke amongst the black community. And if you're not black, please don't leave. This will apply to everybody in our society. I'm just speaking to my people, but everybody as well. There's a running joke in the black community that if you want to hide something from a black person, put it in a book. And when we, as black people, hear that joke, of course we laugh and giggle. I wonder though if there's more truth in that than it is a lie or a joke. My mom told me growing up there's truth told in jokes, so be careful how you joke and who you allow to joke with you. So anytime somebody tells me a joke, I'm kind of listening, I'm paying attention because they're probably trying to tell me something. You want to hide something from us, put it in a book. So my thought tonight, it's about 11 o'clock at night, Eastern Standard Time. I don't even know when or if I will upload this one, because I'm really just giving my heart right now. Our society, our nation, has been desensitized, has been watered down, and I would say almost dumbed down. In 2025, as a culture, as a people, we are higher on entertainment than we are on value. Not everybody. I notice in some of my videos, I will literally say not everybody or some, and people still, and I understand, that's just human nature. I get it. But there's a great majority in our family, if we could call it that, that is high on entertainment, high on fluff, high on vanity, high on image. Not just women, men, all of us. High on look and low on value. How does a nation, how does a society get to that point? In my mind and from my perspective, how a people can go from one dimension to a lower dimension to a lower dimension over time, it tells me that there's a lot of people that are no longer thinking. Or maybe there's some that's thinking but don't have a voice. Or maybe there's some that's thinking and speaking but feel that nobody is listening, so it will cause them to stop speaking. To me, that's what must happen. If we have become dumbed down and desensitized to where we are bigger on entertainment, we care more as men about fancy cars, jewelry, rings, and watches. We have more understanding of the best set of rims to put on a vehicle than we do of the 401k that our company may offer, and if they do, we know very little about it. And my own personal life, when men get hired and I go over the benefits with them and I explain the 401k is available with a matching 6%, and a lot of companies have done away with it and brought in something else. It's guys that look like me that says, I'm not giving the company my money. And them same guys will put $2,000 rims on a $1,000 car. How have we been so blinded? When our top entertainers have become more and more and more in the business of pumping out the nonsense that they pump out, that whether we will admit it or not, music has always played. Listen to what I'm saying, and we know this, we just don't talk about it because we don't want to think anymore. And we act like that when we leave this world, somehow the next generation is somehow going to figure it out. Music has always played a high part in the minds of not only people, but especially young people. When I was coming up and we was rocking Ice Cube and Tupac, I grew up in the Midwest, so we listened to a lot of West Coast music, the E40s. A certain song could make you hurt somebody. Yeah, a certain song will change the way a brother walk. It'll change his aggression. And nowadays, with the nonsense that has continued, it didn't start today. It had to start back then, that we just allowed, and now it's today. Our young people can rehearse and learn every new dance that come out. Know every song of the nastiest ones that's out there. And ain't read a book in years. Most schools, book reports are a thing of the past. You say, well, Professor S, everything is online now. They're not doing it, they're not reading books online either. It won't be long. Libraries will be extinct. Of course, again, most things is online. Audiobooks is online. So I understand that the need for a physical book may not be as high as it was years ago. But even if it's online, we're not reading. And if we're not reading, it means that eventually we won't be able to think and have independent thought and be critical thinkers of whatever may happen in our society. Look at what's going on in the world today. Whether you're a Democrat, whether you're a Republican, it don't matter. People in the same family cannot get along because of who somebody voted for. And most of us, truth be known, don't even understand politics. Most of what we think we know, we heard on TV or radio or podcast, and that's how we got our information. We have not picked up a book and studied politics or law. And we're so moved to the place where we don't even talk to certain people. If we found out they voted for Trump, didn't vote for Trump, voted for Harris, we can't think. Stuff going on right in our own communities, right in our own families, right in our own cities, right in our own towns, and we're against people because of something we can't think. Our young girls are taking more and more clothes off. And sometimes as parents, we can't even tell them to cut it out. I mean, we can, but our minds, that critical thought process has been turned off. And in my opinion, it's because we are no longer a nation that promotes readers. When I was growing up, if you like to read, you would be considered a nerd. Well, if you was considered a nerd, you was going to be a part of the cool crowd. So even if you like to read, you wasn't going to show that you like to read because of the name that would be put on you. And now, 30 years later, after high school, I'm realizing we need readers because we need thinkers. You can't have thinkers if you don't have readers. I'm just giving to this small community of y'all who tune in to me, who listen to the things that I ran about on my perspective. We must return to reading so that we can return to thinking. We wonder why on one side a woman may put more value on what a man can do for her financially, and then on the other side we wonder why all the man want to do is run through women and not take care of her and honor her and cherish her and love her. And we've talked about this before, and thinking has gone out the window. So we just argue back and forth, and we keep getting older and older and older and more bitter, or we're staying single and nobody can think. Nobody could say, let's get together and figure this out, because we've been so desensitized and bamboozled by the nonsense that has been allowed to now we're at a place, we're at the mercy of whatever comes. we got to go back to reading, y'all. We got to pick up a book. Men, I'm speaking to us today. We have to pick up a book, men. We have to. If you don't have a book in your bathroom as a man, put a book in there. Read a paragraph a day. Get your mind to begin to absorb words and process and analyze and contextualize. Let your mind start working. Comprehension skills. Get those things working again like it was when we was in middle school. That's just my rant for today. Man, you want to know a book? If you don't know where to start, 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Just read a paragraph a day. It's a cheap book and get it on Amazon. Yep. Ladies, y'all like romance? 5 love languages. I believe it's Gary Chapman, but I could be wrong. But the 5 love languages. Just read. And when you're done reading, share it. Share with your man, ladies, what you read about love languages. Share with your ladies, men, what you learn about not outshining the master from the 48 Laws of Power. And may our efforts, because we have to start somewhere. That's the thing. We have to start somewhere. It's out of control now, and we can't, I've said it before, you can't turn the ship on a dime. You have to turn it slow and just start the momentum. See, we're 30 years or more behind. So it's not going to turn around in 30 days, but can we turn it enough to where 30 years from now, somebody can be thankful that the process was started? I understand it's not for everybody. But for those who feel what I'm saying and realize that we live in a world where people have lost the capacity to think. You know how many men are in prison right now because something happened and in a moment they could not think? They could not rationalize? When you can't think, emotions will run the show. That's why nature has provided a balance between a man and a woman. Not that the woman can't think, but if the man is in his natural role and place and the woman is in her natural role and place, he can think and lead and she can nourish with her emotions and the two come together. But when you remove thinking and it's just emotion, a lot of people going to get hurt. And the prisons are full. You cut me off in the road. Blam, blam. Yeah, happened here about a year or two ago on the interstate. Blam, blam. Unalive someone on the interstate. Marshals caught up with him in a treehouse, hiding in somebody's backyard. Emotions running wild. You're afraid to look people in the eye when you're walking through the mall. You don't know what they might say. Tension is high, it's thick. Electricity in the air. We can't think. It's all emotion. So anyway, I'm glad that I have a YouTube channel where I can just come and rant and get this stuff off my chest. Like I said, I don't even know if I'm going to upload it, and I don't forgot what I said the title was. If I upload it, I'm going to have to go back and get the title. But I know it has something to do. Maybe it was the return of the thinkers. Maybe that was it. So anyway, it don't have to, everybody's listening don't have to do it. But men, I'm challenging you. Get a book. Get a book and just read. If you haven't been reading yet, you ain't got to read a whole book in a week. Read one paragraph in the morning before you go to work, when you go into the bathroom. When you get off and you done played with the family, you done hung out, you done did everything you had to do, and you go use the bathroom that last time before you go to bed, read another paragraph. You ain't got to meditate on it. Just get the words and the story and the information and the knowledge, because it's going up in here. And over time, it will change and affect the way we think. That's why when I was growing up, the slogan on the wall in elementary school was reading is fundamental. All right. Y'all love on somebody. Life is short. Life is short. If you got a disagreement with someone, if it ain't life or death, let it go. Love on someone. Y'all be blessed.